Hi, everybody. Jennifer here. Hope you're all having a great day. Another lesson on energetic hygiene and what exactly energetic hygiene is. It's very vital. It's very important. And one of the first things you really need to be aware of and learn as you're working with energy, even if it's just for yourself and for self-healing, especially though if you're working with clients and working with, friends, family members, or pets. Um, so what I have here is a water bottle of um, water, salt, and just a few drops of lavender. And so we use water and salt um, to brush off energy that might be congested or sticky. Or if we're working with any kind of energy, we want to always make sure that we're spraying our hands. So just kind of spraying our hands as we're working, or after we do energy work. Um, it's vital. Always have a bowl with salt water in it so that you have a place for that dirty energy to go. And the reason we use water and salt is because salt has green prana in it, which breaks up the dirty energy. So we use salt and water. It doesn't matter what kind of salt. You want to use regular salt, not Epsom salt, just any kind of regular salt. It does not have to be fancy salt, because once you're done maybe doing energy work for you, or doing some of these practices where we're, a couple of the other lessons where we're kind of working with energy and learning how to feel it, spray off your hands. That's one great way to just keep your hands clear. And energy is really goes up the arms and all that, so you really want to make sure that you're spraying off your hands afterward. And all you're doing with the water and the salt, once you're done, or if you are with a client or your pet or something, working on them, you want to take that bowl of salt and just dump it down the toilet. That's all we're doing. A couple of tips about that, though. If you're using like a little Tupperware, a little small bucket or something, depending on what kind of energy work you're doing, you want to probably use the same one over and over. Obviously, clean it and wash it, but you don't want to mix and match. So you don't want to use that Tupperware to store food in next week. You don't want to eat out of it. You don't want to use it for food. Like, have a section, if you've got your healing tools that you use that you just use for healing. That's what I would recommend. Okay, so there's a lot more I can talk about in energetic hygiene. I'm just going to mention a couple things and why it is so vital. But we can definitely get into this at a later time with more depth. If you get energy work done with somebody else, they're doing energy work on you, and you're very sensitive, and they do not have an energetic hygiene practice in place, you're going to feel that. I just want to pre-warn you. So be selective with who you're getting energy work from. Use your viveka, use your discernment, use your intuition, and it's perfectly okay to ask them, what is your energetic hygiene practice like? And I'll give you a very short story. Probably 15 years ago, which led me really down this deep path of energy work and energy medicine. I went to a healer, and she was lovely, wonderful. I adored her. I am not quite certain what kind of energy work she did at the time. I think a little bit was pranic healing. But she did a very long session on me. And about a day later, I got extremely sick. And it didn't go away. And months went by, month after month after month. It felt like I had been hit by a semi-truck. My body was aching. Everything, my emotional well-being was the lowest it's ever been. I was an absolute mess, and it didn't go away. And it took probably 3 to 4 months. I developed all kinds of immune issues after that, bronchitis, pneumonia, that went into mono, I mean, it was intense. And it was really then that I thought, there's nothing else I have done. There has to be something with this energy work, which then, you know how it is. Something happens to you and you need to figure out what happened to you. And I mean, I was just coming from the place that I don't ever want this to happen to somebody else again. I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. And so, again, eventually chronic healing found me. And that is where I got the most in depth, thorough explanation of why we do energetic hygiene. And it was for that very reason. So, right, that energy comes off of the person giving you the healing. If their energetic body is congested or foggy, or they haven't done their own energy work or cutting their own cords with other clients they're working on, they're also going to be very sick, which I understood and figured out after the fact that she was sick all the time, woman. And so it was really at that point, there was that fork in the road where I'm like, I have to figure this out. And I finally, and I thank, I thank my teachers to this day for those lessons and for showing me the way, because we're here to help and heal and serve, right? Especially if this is a calling for us and we really want to help people and do energy work and Reiki or whatever it is, whatever your modality is, we're working inside that energy body. It's like going in and doing surgery, right? It's the same thing. What do surgeons do before they have surgery? They wash their hands all the way up. They're sterile, right? It's no different for energy work. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's not a big deal. It's part of the practice and it becomes like second nature. Water bottle filled with water and salt, a little bit of couple lavender drops, essential oils, nothing fancy. You don't need a fancy lavender oil. Buy whatever you can find at the store. Bowl of salt. And there you have it. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about energetic hygiene, please feel free to comment below. Would love to, discuss further any questions that you have. As always, I'm here for you, trying to help build that sanctuary within you, give you all the tools you need that nobody can ever take away from you, right? For healing, for mental health, for longevity, for peak performance, for all those wonderful things that we all want in our life and in our physical bodies as well, and our emotional bodies. So I hope that was helpful. Please let me know if you need anything at all. Have a really beautiful rest of your day. Take really good care out there. Take care of each other.